What's up guys, this is TCG Sam here, and in today's video I got a Dogmatika Invoked Shaddoll deck profile for you guys. So I know I posted a dual replay a couple days or maybe even weeks ago, and now I finally have the profile because most of the cards came in the mail. So before we start, I just want to ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and let me know in the comments below what you thought of it, and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload. But without further ado, let's begin. So starting off, I play 3 copies of Alistair's, your main normal summon of the deck. Very powerful free fusion monster or free fusion spell if you have your Shaddoll monsters. Definitely 3 of, and the fusion boosting effect is also very relevant. For the Dogmatika part, 3 Yugioh, 1 Fleur-de-Lis, 1 Maximus. Yugioh is just really good because every time you summon an extra deck monster, at the end of the turn you just slap this on the board for 1 more free negation plus either 2 free bodies or like a pop with Dogmatika Punishment, which is just really good. And of course Maximus is quite good in this format because to me the top decks right now, Infernobles and Dragon Link, they actually can't play cards like Elder Entity Ants or El Shaddoll Aquilon, their extra deck to plus off of your Maximus. So I think Maximus is actually quite safe to use in this format, which is why I really like it. And of course it gives your deck so much advantage when it resolves. So definitely pretty good Dogmatika package. And then for the Shaddoll part of the deck, 3 Skomata, 3 Shaddoll Wendy. In any Shaddoll deck, these should be like the core Shaddoll monsters in it, of course. These are the ones you want to see when doing your fusion plays. Not much to really explain there. I do play a smaller Shaddoll engine than normal though. I play 2 Hedgehog, 1 Beast, 1 Aerial for the other 4 Shaddoll monsters. So in total, I think we're only playing 10 Shaddoll monsters, and the reason for that is you actually don't want to see too many of these in your hand because they're actually not that good. They're not actually that good in your hand because you're playing all the other cards like Invoked and Dogmatika, and those work well on their own, but Shaddolls definitely require multiple cards in your hand to draw to actually start off your plays with like the fusion spells and stuff. But of course these are still pretty good, but you don't want to really draw them, so that's why I only play that many Shaddolls. And then I play 3 Gamma, 1 Driver for the hand traps. So these 4 slots are really flex, you can play anything, but I like Gamma because 1, it's a light for your Shaddoll fusions, and 2, it's probably the only hand trap that you can main deck safely. So like not counting like Lancia, D-Shifter, or Droll or something, that can completely end an opponent's turn just on its own. Plus, it protects your cards like Magical Meltdown from like Droll or Ash, protects your Endear Servant from Ash. It's just really good. So I think it's worth playing. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, 3 copies of Magical Meltdown, 3 copies of Endear Servant. These are like your best starter cards, of course, plus Alistair. You always want to see at least one of these in your hand to actually be able to play the game and just go off from there. Not much to say, these cards are super powerful and definitely are 3Fs. Next, play 2 Invocation only. I don't play Desires, so I don't think you need more than this. 2 is definitely a decent number because obviously it's not super great if you draw it without an Alistair, but it can still work in this deck because of all your Shaddoll monsters that you can just fuse away like a regular polymerization. Speaking of Shaddoll spells, 3 Shaddoll Fusion, 2 El Shaddoll Fusion. So this is going to seem a little weird, but 3 Shaddoll Fusion I prefer over El Shaddoll Fusion because when this deck is going second, your opponent has an extra deck monster, you slap down Shaddoll Fusion. You don't need any Shadolls in your hand to make it actually work. So that's why I think 3 Shaddoll Fusion is the most powerful one. 2 El Shaddoll Fusion, I felt like 2 was enough. Like maybe even 1, you can cut it down to 1. Because when you want to search it with like Construct or something, you just dump it, add it back with one of your fusions. So because most of the time, since we're playing a lower Shaddoll count, you really aren't going to see too many Shadolls. Like, your ideal hand's probably like Skomata, Alistair, plus like maybe 1 fusion spell like this or something. That would be ideal. But like more times than not, these can just end up dead in your hand since you don't have Shaddoll monsters, which is why I chose to play this ratio. You might even want to consider cutting El Shaddoll Fusion down to 1, but I really do like this card because of its versatility. 1 Terraforming, 1 Upstart for consistency. Obviously, not much to say there. And then for the traps, 1 Dogmatika Punishment. You can search off Ecclesia. Giving Ecclesia 3 targets to search is pretty nice. That way, you pretty much never run out of targets when you're using it. And then the 2 Shaddoll traps, 1 Schism, 1 Incarnation. Incarnation is needed for like the turn 1 combo if you want, but like I also think you can cut it because I don't play cards like Appaloosa. So in reality, I only think Schism is necessary. Schism obviously very good with El Shaddoll Apclone and the Dogmatika stuff, so not much really to explain there. Alright, now moving on into the extra deck. Play one copy of Gravity Controller. This is actually supposed to be a Celine, the Queen of Master Magicians, I believe that her name is. The reason I don't have it because it didn't come in the mail yet, unfortunately. But the reason I play it is because of Cross Sheep. So when Cross Sheep brings back any monster that's a spellcaster, you can pretty much just link up into Sorry, like I was saying, when you bring back a monster with Cross Sheep, and it's a spellcaster, you're able to just link up into the Celine, and there should be enough spells to get you 3 spell counters on it. Use this effect, special back any spellcaster, so that includes Dogmatika Ecclesia too. So if you really want, you could trigger its effect. You could also bring back your Shaddoll, Squamata, and stuff. Like, it's just really powerful with Celine. I put Gravity Controller in because Celine unfortunately didn't come in the mail. One Almirage, one Gardna for the Alistair play, obviously. And then Access Code Talker. This was the play I mentioned with Celine, where you bring back something, you just link up into Access Code. That's 5,300, and you're guaranteed to have at least 2 pops, one with Celine and one with Cross Sheep. 5,300 with 2 pops, like, it's pretty crazy, actually, this card. I really do like Access Code. I feel like it's better than like something like Boral Sword or Appaloosa because of just the double pop in 5,300. It's just so good. Moving on, the Invoked fusions. I play one Mechaba, one Algoides, one Purgatrio. Mechaba obviously going first, your 1-card Alistair combo. Algoides works with any other fusion, so you're going to be dumping a lot of fusions with your Dogmatika stuff, so you can just get rid of them in the graveyard. Summon Algoides. It's your out to Dragoon as well. It just lets you swing over Dragoon. You don't really have to use any other way to out it. Purgatrio is really good going for game. Obviously, use the Almirage and just swing into your opponent's whole board. 3 is enough because if you're normal summoning Alistair more than 3 times, like, you should have either already won by then or you would have lost. For the Dogmatika stuff, one Titaniclad, one Elder Entity Ents. Not much really to say here. Titaniclad at 1 is definitely needed because you want to make sure you're able to always access your Dogmatika cards. Elder Entity Ents for the utility off of Nadir Servant plus Dogmatika Punishment. And then for the Shaddoll fusions, I play 5 of them. 2 Construct, 2 Window, 1 Apclone. I think this is a pretty good ratio. Construct, once you make your first one, your second one's pretty easy to make. Apclone, I really do want to play too because you're dumping it off of Nadir Servant and Maximus a lot, and you can't summon it back otherwise. So, like, if anything, I would actually even just consider cutting down Construct to 1. Like, I know that sounds ridiculous, but when, maybe, I suppose Winda could also go down to 1, but, like, I just like the idea of being able to Schism out 2 windows. So, like, as you can see, the extra deck space is kind of tight, so that's why I'm forced to play 1 Apclone. But honestly, if anything, I might end up cutting maybe part of the Dogmatika lineup. Like, I'll cut like a Titaniclad or something. It's just a really tough call because these are all such good cards that you really want to see. But regardless, all these, you will be going through them a lot in this deck, and this deck can definitely utilize all 5 of them in a single game. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for the extra deck. I apologize for ranting, and alright, so I just want to thank you guys so much for sticking with me throughout this whole video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps keep me motivated to keep posting more videos. And in addition, stay tuned for the Dogmatika Shaddoll Invoked test hand video and combo video coming your way soon. So I just want to thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you soon. If you guys want the cheapest Yugioh cards on the market in Canadian dollars with free shipping to Canada, then be sure to check out my eBay page in the description below.